All right. Now, last time, what are you doing? You just drank water. You're choking. As soon as you're on camera, you start choking. Now, listen. Last time, are you listening? Last time I asked you if Tampa was going to reverse sweep, and you, yeah, exactly. So that's a choke job. So you're saying the Avalanche are going to choke. Is that what you're saying? Huh? So just one bark for yes. The Avalanche are going to choke. He's smiling. That's something. You're not very he was barking for 5 minutes straight until I turned on the camera. What are you, camera shy? Nothing. Oh, now you speak. Okay. All right. So we got Game 4, Lightning Avalanche tonight. A lot of interesting storylines here. Kemper draws back in, so that's going to be really interesting to see how he does after getting pulled in the last game. I kind of thought it was a panic move. Some people disagreed with me. 6 of one, half dozen of another. Neither one of us knows how it would have gone, but we're going to find out how it's going to go tonight. So we'll go there. Let's see. Braden Point is still out. Doesn't sound like he's coming back into this series. He's hurt. I mean, he is, probably hurt to the point where if it was a regular season, you'd be looking at solid 6 to 8 weeks at least. So I don't think he's coming back. Paul is in. Kucherov is in. Kadri draws back in for Colorado, so that's a little boost for them. He's going to have his wheels because obviously it's it was a stump, so he's been able to skate and everything like that. Now, in terms of the product on the ice, I saw some Colorado Avalanche fans, not just some my comments, but around the internet, sort of alluding to the idea that maybe the Game 3 victory for Tampa Bay was kind of a fluke. Didn't really illustrate how much better Colorado is. I'm still seeing a lot of Colorado in 5 type of things. Okay, you're rooting for your team. No harm there. I do the same thing with my Panthers. I said, we're going to find out tonight. Because I don't think it was fluke. I think it's pattern. This is what Tampa did. With the exception of my Panthers, this is what Tampa has done all season. They struggled against the Leafs and came back. They struggled against the Rangers and came back. And here we go again against Colorado. They win tonight. If Tampa Bay wins tonight, not only is this series tied, but you have to start getting concerned if you're a Colorado Avalanche fan because Tampa has to win one at home. So if Tampa has to win one in Colorado. If Tampa wins tonight, you're 2-2. They go into Colorado, and it's kind of a must-win for Colorado all of a sudden because if they don't win, then they're going back to Tampa in an elimination game. It could turn around quickly here. This one Colorado needs to have. Otherwise, it starts to get a little sketchy, a little dicey. Meanwhile, Vasilevsky, is he going to heat up? He hasn't looked great. Each game he's progressively looked better, which again is what he did in the previous couple of series with the exception of the Panthers. All right, 5-3 Tampa. That's what I'm picking. May not be that high score, but I just think Tampa's winning this game. I mean, I picked Tampa in 6. So for my prediction to remain true, they would have to win this game, but I do think that they will win this game. Let's see what happens. All right, so 1-0 Tampa after about 36 seconds, I think it was, right? 36 seconds, something like that. Inside of a minute, Cirelli comes in and makes it 1-0, and then the rest of the period of play has been the Darcy Kemper show. The last I saw, because they don't continue to show the shot clock, the last I saw, Colorado had 1 shot on goal. It was interesting because at some point shots were 6-2, and then it looked like they took a shot away, and I never saw an updated shot clock. So whatever it is, maybe Colorado has 2 shots on goal in the entire period. That's not good. That's not good. This is a continuation. Not only is it a continuation of Game 3, but this is really, really, really starting to look like what, and I know this is going to piss some people off, but this is starting to look like what Tampa did to New York. A little bit, okay? They lost the first 2. They had to come back in Game 3. And then it started to get to where New York could barely even get into the zone, just like Colorado's having struggles with right now. See how it goes. Kemper looks good. If it wasn't for Kemper, it's 3-4-0 right now. So he's rebounded. That's good to see. Vasilevsky hasn't had to do much anything, really. He's just standing out back there with a cigar. I think I saw him chug a beer at some point. Won't be surprised if he gets out the suntan lotion if this continues. You're not going to win a lot of Stanley Cup games with 2 shots in a period. It's not going to happen. So, all right, Colorado. This is looking less and less like a fluke in Game 3. Let's pick it up a little bit here, huh, guys? All right, so 2-1 Tampa after 2. First of all, Kemper's really played nice, with the exception of the second goal to Hedman. It was a good shot. How about that? We'll give Hedman credit. It was a good shot. Probably not a goal that helps your team win the Stanley Cup, but Colorado's got to score. And they had a few more shots in this period. Okay, they did look a little bit better. Puck goes off of McKinnon's skate, and before anybody realizes it, it's in the back of the net. And those are the goals that are going to be Vasilevsky, because he is starting to get into the zone. He's getting in the zone, right? Vasilevsky's playing well. The Tampa Bay defense is playing well. That's not good for Colorado fans. Now, the only thing is, Cirelli, right before the end of the period, he fell and he landed like basically right on his elbow. Now, either he's skated off the ice because he was in excruciating pain because he hit his funny bone, or something else. I mean, he immediately just put that arm to his chest, held it, and ran to the locker room. That would be a loss for Tampa Bay. They're already down point. All right? Nick Paul is out there on like a quarter of a leg. He definitely is not looking like himself. Cirelli would be a loss. So, Colorado, you're one period away from this thing being down, from being 2-2. It's not where you guys wanted to be, I'm sure.
We are going to overtime!
Remember Game 1? When in overtime, puck got blocked and bounced right to the Colorado guy who passed it and then beat Vasilevsky. If you had Strome taking a shot, the rebound going right back to him, and him bouncing the puck off Cogliano to beat Vasilevsky to tie the game, let me know how much that ticket paid. That was, for me anyway, personally, that was the best period of hockey we've seen this entire series. Both teams just played really, really well. Colorado absolutely brought it that whole third period. Impressive. And I thought for a minute they were going to take the lead. It really looked like they were trying to just win this thing right here, because Colorado wins this game, they can close it out. I mean, this is just a huge, absolutely swing game. It's just ridiculous. And Colorado's playing with it. Playing like it. Tampa Bay is blocking shots all over the place, but then so is Colorado. I mean, it's like watching mirror images, these two teams, and Kemper is keeping up with Vasilevsky. He's making the saves. He had a little help at the post or the crossbar. Then Kucherov came in and beat him and hit the crossbar. But goalie will tell you that's not getting beat, right? Now, good news is, I don't know which one this is. All I know is a lot of the overtimes we've had recently have been really, really quick, which has me concerned that we might be here a while tonight. Hope y'all can get a nap tomorrow. All right, let's move on to the first overtime. See if somebody can score a goal, right? I mean, I don't know. I have a feeling. I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling we might be here a little bit. Well, jeez. I might have been wrong about the whole Tampa in 6 thing. Pretty sure. I'm pretty good at math. I guess I might have been. Good game though, right? Wow. Dude, just what the hell happened to Colorado? I mean, I've never seen like games that have gone back and forth with 2 different. Like game 1 was like 2 different teams, right? Colorado was great, then Tampa was great, and then and back and forth. And like tonight, it was like Tampa got the 2-1 lead. They're playing completely shut down. They look like they're making it happen here. And the third period comes, and Tampa looks like they spent the third period on the dance floor somewhere at some club because they're wiped out. They're totally gassed. And Colorado's speed, man, just absolutely is relentless. And like I said earlier, I thought Colorado had a chance to win it in the third period. It was only because of Vasilevsky that we even got to overtime. And then the overtime period was quite literally just like, it's like Tampa forgot they needed to score. They're only playing defense. They're just on their heels the entire time. And by the time it would be time for them to maybe have a rush into the offensive zone, I mean, at one point, Kucherov got the puck, and instead of, he would have just been one-on-one. And instead of entering the zone and challenging the guy, he just dumped the puck in and went off the ice. In overtime. And you can't do that in overtime. Can't do that. Holy crap. Now, other thing is Darcy Kuemper. Wow. Darcy Kuemper stood toe-to-toe with Andrei Vasilevsky and won the battle. Impressive. Absolutely impressive. Colorado's going to win this series. The people who had said Colorado in 5 after Game 3, I believe you're right. If Tampa didn't have the gas to close this up, if they didn't have anything in the tank there. At the end, third period, overtime, completely out of gas, Tampa. And, you could come up with any reasons about that. They've played a lot of hockey, obviously. This is why teams don't really win 3 and 4 cups in a row, right? Because eventually, all that hockey starts to catch up with you. And remember, they had that, 6-game series, right, against the Rangers, and what did Colorado have? Colorado had 8 days of rest before that series, and I'm sure that's part of it, right? And then plus, points out, and Paul is hurt, and Chernak was out for the entire third period. So, guys are, halfway through the third period, I think Sergachev already had 30 minutes in the game. So, I'm making excuses. Obviously, Colorado they're going to turn out here to be the better team. They're certainly faster. They've certainly got a lot more energy. And you could find a lot of reasons for Tampa to not have the energy. No, there's no shame in the run that Tampa's had. But, if Tampa goes into Colorado and steals Game 5, I will do the post-game naked. That's how pretty confident I am here. And I was hoping for a Tampa victory. But if this team that couldn't even close out a game at home, completely out of gas in the third period, if they can go into Colorado and steal Game 5, that would be unspeakable. I don't think nothing's impossible, but the only way they steal that game is if Vasilevsky is just a ridiculous, impossible, impenetrable shutout wall. That's really the only way. It's really the only way. All right, impressed, Colorado. Absolutely impressed. Tampa hasn't quite looked themselves this series, but that's probably also a product of Colorado's speed. They just keep coming and coming and coming at you, and they wore Tampa down today. They absolutely wore Tampa out. And Darcy Kuemper cannot say enough. He made some saves. He got a little bit of help. So did Vasilevsky. Both goaltenders got a little bit of help from the crossbar. Couple of them where you're just watching it and you're like, how does that not go in for for both guys. For both guys. All right. Stu and I will be back in the morning, and we'll have a few Florida Panthers videos coming out over the next several days. More stuff having to do with the coaching changes and everything. Now, for the live streams, they've been 1 hour before the game. Been giving away different merchandise. Today I had a few signed pucks, Florida Panthers signed pucks. And I believe the person won picked the Dan Ellis puck. I believe that's the one that he picked. So, you know, being like that the next game is a possible elimination game, I'm liable to give away a few extra things. So if you stop by the live stream, that's 1 hour before the game. And damn it, it's just hitting me now that now the season is one game from over, and then there's no hockey. And this has been a full season for me. I did all 82 games. I did all the Panther playoff games, and I've probably done, let's see, 10, 20, another 30 or 40 playoff games, right? So well over probably 125 games I've covered this year. That's 125 times at this time of the night with the routine and the editing and the whole thing. So thinking about that, just like just being over and done, start to wonder, what am I going to do? I guess I'll go fishing. Right? That's the only thing you can do. It's a beautiful thing. The 1 month of the year I get to go really have a lot of time to go fishing is the hottest month of the year here. Right? That's nice. So, all right, Avalanche fans, you're going to get what you want. You're going to get what you want. It's coming. There's no way Avalanche blow that game. It can't happen. Can't happen. So, Tampa won't completely give up on you, but you had a good run. All right. I'll see you again in the morning.